Hello guys, I'm back, and this time we're going to do an audio commentary on Isle of Dwarfs Episode 2. 3, 2, 1, go. Excuse me. I'm clicking on it. There we go. Sheesh. So this time we're going to be following a female dwarf Spinosaurus. Well, actually we're following the son of Pharaoh, the female dwarf Spinosaurus. This is her son, Sphinx. Now, the reason behind the names is because Roberta is based off, I think, in like the name of the animatronic for that was used in Jurassic Park, the animatronic T-Rex that was in Jurassic Park, and then Tyrannos and Soros. They're actually names. They're based off of the Greek, the two parts of Tyrannosaurus's name, like Greek, like in the Greek language, like Tyrannos and Soros. They are the Greek words in Tyrannosaurus, and for Pharaoh and Sphinx, the Spinosauruses, they're based off of Egypt, like Pharaoh and Sphinx. And of course, here Pharaoh's actually wanting to find a place to rest after she and her son ate an iguanodon, but she doesn't want to play with her son because she's too tired. Because she's obviously the same. Because she's also the same age as Roberta. Yeah, that's it. So this time her son goes out to do things by himself. Not playing really, but learning how to become a nomad. Now, a reason why I call um, Sphinx a prince is because on the island, the two apex dwarf predators, Tyrannosaurus rex and Spinosaurus, they are called kings and queens. The males are kings, the females are queens, and the same applies for their juvenile counterparts. Males are princes and females are princesses. Now here, Sphinx is trying to catch a capuchin monkey, and I actually kind of liked this. This actually is my favorite episode, mainly because of the fact of how I filmed it, and also like we're following a juvenile animal as opposed to just introducing a cast of characters for the last episode. Whereas this one is more like following a particular individual. Now that was actually handheld. Like I actually held the camera while I was also putting the monkey up the quote unquote tree. And I kinda like how Sphinx is like he's kinda upset. Now this scene was actually filmed the day after the previous scene or the previous scenes because that was dusk and this is actual daytime. Like this is around the afternoon. And now you can tell by the overexposure on the brightly colored Sphinx. Yep, and this is the first episode that actually uses ketchup for blood as opposed to vampire blood. And just so you know, the dwarf Dilophosaurus, this is actually not a dwarf Dilophosaurus. This is actually the actual size of a Dilophosaurus. It's roughly around the same size as Sphinx, weight-wise. Length-wise, it's a little bit longer. Like this is an actual properly sized Dilophosaurus. And I do like how Sphinx here is actually now gonna like trying to steal the kill for himself, and he actually manages to do it. Now this scene here was actually supposed to have an added extra sound effect, but I just didn't. I guess I just forgot to bother putting it in. Now the reason why this is at this angle here is because if I'm filming directly facing forward at the camera, you can see how my shadow's kind of in the way, sort of, but it's more prevalent in episodes 3 and 4. So I learned my lesson in episodes 3 and 4 that you can't afford to film facing forward while the sun's right behind you because otherwise your shadow gets in the way. As for the Dimetrodon, it's again not a dwarf animal. It's actually the exact size that it should be. Like it's around Sphinx's size, which Sphinx is around 3 to 4 meters long if this were real life. And this Dimetrodon is roughly around the same size in terms of length. And as for the growls that Sphinx and the Dimetrodon use, they're actually alligator growls that I pitched like either higher or lower. So like this is actually the first episode that actually uses different pitched sounds, mainly alligator sounds, and Yeah, this is what was originally in the very first episode where we have the omnivorous notosaurid kill a Dilophosaurus for food. But in this case, it's actually killing it not only just for food, but also to get rid of a potential rival predator. And also explained that this notosaurid, or at least this species of notosaurid, is an omnivore like a brown bear. And also, it does the exact same thing as it did in the originally made first episode, where it eats the Dilophosaurus for a bit and then it drags away the carcass. It's basically the same thing that what I did in the very first episode that I made, or at least the first version that I made, but got rid of because it just didn't look as good as I thought it would be. And now this scene, well, actually, this scene in particular, or the scene where the Dilophosaurus was killed, and then this scene here was filmed on the exact same day, but later in the day. And yep, Sphinx is now going to try and play with his mom again, except that um, he winds up accidentally nudging a particularly sensitive spot that makes her growl in irritation. Well, this is the audio commentary of episode 2, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.